Well, good evening, everyone. This is Chrissy with Wine, Wealth, and Tea Podcast, and I'm so glad that you can join me this evening for a great conversation. I hope that you are ready because tonight the gloves are off. We're going to have a really good conversation about something that I think is interesting. So let's start. What does a championship boxing match and a presidential election have in common? Well, on both sides, you have trash talk right before a fight. You have campaign rhetoric. You have core teams, political advisors, judge scorecards, public opinion, and media. So, boxing and politics may seem worlds apart to some people, but both are full of battles of strategy, perception, endurance, and powers about strategy. I think we can all agree on that. So, with that being said, we're going to start the show. And I have a guest this evening that can talk to us about both sides of that. So, welcome to the podcast, Stephen. How are you?
It's good to be here. I'm doing very well. Thank you. How are you, Chrissy?
I'm all right. I'm all right. So, if you could tell everybody about yourself here at Wine Wealth and Tea, tell us who you are.
Well, my name is Stephen X. I'm a founder in boxing and a founder of a company that I own, Respect Ring Media LLC. I'm the founder of that organization, and I'm also a boxing analyst.
Okay.
So I I write boxing articles. I produce boxing YouTube content.
Which is
I'm
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I'm immersed in the boxing world.
Hmm.
I'm a member of the boxing community.
Do you box as well?
I shadow box, but
Sure.
I mean, I don't box. No, no. But
Wow.
yeah, it's something that I would love to do.
Okay.
But my background has led me to be an analyst of boxing.
Analyst. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, hey, listen, sometimes, being the person that understands how it all works is, a little bit more important than the person that's actually doing it because you can break down things to help people do it even better. You know?
yes,
That's
I
like
have. Yes.
I'm a financial analyst by day, and my job is to analyze financial data to get people to the best side of it. So they can't do what they need to do unless I do what I need to do by analyzing it. So I completely understand your job.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So we're both analysts.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, we're
yes.
in different fields, yeah, and I
Yeah,
love your setup
yeah.
there with the presidential. That makes sense. Yeah, it's a campaign.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is, right?
yeah.
It's one of those type of atmospheres that can become really competitive too.
My goodness, boxing is even me as a journalist, a boxing analyst
Mhm.
journalist, I get involved in it, and I'm supposed to be objective, but
Right.
the promotional tours or the build up to the fight,
Huh?
there's a lot of emotions involved, a lot.
Wow. Well, okay, let's dive right in and really talk about that. So, the arena, the performance under the pressure, explain all of that to us. How does the arena set itself up on both sides?
Well, each fighter, you make a fight date announcement and you sign a contract. And once the contract's signed between two fighters, they have to go into training camp. And that's really the campaign, the political campaign, if you will,
Mhm,
because
mhm.
not only are you training, you have to promote the fight, like public relations, PR. So
Okay.
you have to do press conferences. I just finished watching a press conference because there's a big title fights happening this Saturday in Las Vegas at
Wow.
T-Mobile Arena. So it's on a boxing broadcaster called DAZN. I don't know if you've heard of
Mhm,
them. So it's basically an app. But there's a build up, just like a political campaign. You have to go
mhm.
into training camp, which is anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, but a lot of fighters start way before then in terms of political training for their training camps.
Huh?
Um, so this is all preparation. You're preparing. If you're an actor, you're preparing for a role. The boxer prepares to get in the ring. And
So, is there like a I know in politics, we determine who we want to be the person in front because of people being voted in those positions, or you have the Democrats and Republicans. They all have their own parties that will say this is the person that's going to represent us. Does that happen also in boxing? Is there kind of like, okay, he's the best person to represent this group of people that are fighting? Like, how does that go that a person can get in the ring?
Well, boxers have their own constituencies. The
Hmm.
boxer is a politician. He's
Yeah,
because you got to understand, like professional boxing is organized around nationality a lot of times, or
right.
maybe ethnic lines, or even racial lines. Because that's why when you see a boxing match, they're walking in there with a U.S. flag or maybe a Mexican flag or
Because they're
the,
representing their constituents.
their
Ah, okay. I
constituents. The
didn't think.
boxer is very much a politician, and they're the representative for a community. It's a very tribalistic sport,
Okay.
very
Well,
tribalistic.
boxing would you say that boxing is one of the oldest sports, if
Yes,
not the most original one?
yes, yes. And I wish I can give you an exact date, but it's very old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boxing is very old. It goes back to something called the rules of Queensberry.
Oh, wow.
So this is a codified legal or ethical system of rules for boxing, which is very old, way before you and I were born.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, because 'cause I'm
Yeah.
not that old. I don't know if you know.
No, no, you look great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
that's
boxing is
interesting.
a yeah, it's a gentleman's sport, actually.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
gentleman's sport. When people go to a
Well, I
boxing
mean, I guess
match,
that's
yeah,
better than, some of the other gentlemen's sports of duels, fencing, at least
yeah,
you can walk away from it more than others.
more or less, although
Yeah,
boxing
yeah.
has
It does
unfortunately,
has this,
there's been
yes.
fatalities in boxing, and
Yeah.
we always say in the boxing world, "You don't play boxing. You
Yeah.
don't play boxing."
No,
It's because you're
no.
getting hit upside your head.
Yes, yes, and that to me, that's, like, scary. Like, I couldn't imagine, getting in the ring. I myself would love to learn how to box. Like, that's something I would love to do because it's good for the body,
Yes.
but I would never want anybody hitting me in my face. So thank you. Keep
Yeah.
all those shadow boxing like you said.
Yeah, shadow
So,
boxing is good, yeah.
yeah, so it's like when they're in the arena, they have to perform under a lot of pressure. How do you think that works with their mental and being able to, I guess they'll even in politics, I feel like politicians are playing a role. So with boxers, they have to play a role as well. So you have to get your mind into that role, correct?
Yes. So in the act, I sort of have a background. Like in the acting world, an actor prepares. It's no different than a boxer. A boxer prepares for the fight, and your fight is really determined in your training.
Okay.
You're gonna know if a boxer wins or loses by their training camp.
By their training.
You
Okay.
already know beforehand.
Let me ask, I'm going to back up a little bit more just to understand who you are even more. So what made you go into this field of being a boxing analyst?
Well, my background is political,
Mhm.
specifically like political science, international relations. This is my academic background,
Okay.
but also my world experience. Like I traveled and lived in South Africa,
Beautiful.
and I went there for politics. It wasn't a vacation. um,
Mm.
I've done political work in Canada. I've done
Okay.
political work here in the United States.
Okay. Okay.
So a lot of times I consider myself a global, international citizen. I don't really want to
You don't
limit my,
box yourself in.
yeah, I don't limit myself to these nationalities or micro nationalities. I'm a human being. I'm a man, and I have beliefs and I have values. And,
I like that.
yeah, so
I have a teenage daughter, and she's 2 years away from college, and I was explaining to her that I want her to to be able to not be stuck in one space, not in one country, to be able to maneuver around, just like you just said for you, that I want her to pick up an additional language so that she's not stuck in one place for her livelihood, so that if
Yes.
she decides that she wants to move abroad, that she can become a teacher and teach English or teach Spanish, whatever it is that can still provide a way of life for her. So that's really awesome that that's been your background, and that creates a more well-rounded human being to understand how the world really works. So
Yes,
good for you.
and that's thank you, and the good for y I'm so glad, like, yeah, you're raising your daughter, that's the way, like, don't have limiting beliefs and limiting don't
Right,
limit yourself,
right.
and I think that's great the way you're raising her, learning a language and
Thank you, thank
traveling.
you.
Traveling
Yes.
is you have to travel.
Yeah, I
It's
I have a little bit of an announcement to make. I'm so proud of her, I gotta just say it.
Mhm.
She just got into, dual enrollment, so she's gonna be taking some college classes over the
Wow.
next couple years, so she'll graduate, with her associates. So we're already, trying to get ahead of the game,
Yes.
um, and being able to maneuver around the world and not just be a person of one country.
Yes, I don't
So,
know if you've heard the saying, "Think globally a
yes.
and act locally."
Yes, yeah, yeah.
So
Because those things that you experience can impact how you live locally.
exactly,
So,
and
yeah.
our day-to-day lives are local,
Yes,
where
it is,
so
it is. So you
yeah.
went from that atmosphere, political science, and fell into boxing? Like, how did those 2 meet?
Because politics is fighting.
Right,
It's
right.
fighting for resources. People have an interest, whatever your political group is, if you're representing your group, your community, or your political party, or what have you, you have interests, self-interests,
Okay.
and you go into the arena and you fight it out. and and we
So,
see
I mean,
that.
did you go to a boxing match one night and was just mesmerized by it all?
It's a good question. You know what? It's a good connect. Yeah, trying to connect that. I've always been into, like, okay, so I've always admired the likes of a Malcolm X or a Muhammad Ali,
Okay.
always.
Okay.
So it was really a bridge to it. Um, I was a hence my name is Stephen X. I was a member of the Nation of Islam. Like, that X is
Okay.
not an accident.
Right, right.
I actually earned that, and that means the unknown in mathematics.
Yes.
If
Yes.
anyone had seen the movie with Denzel Washington, or read the autobiography of Malcolm X, which everybody
Mhm.
should read.
Everybody should read. It's
Yeah,
Black History Month. Please pick up a
it's Black
book of
History Month.
somebody of color.
Exactly, it's Black History. So that X was earned. No, so I've always liked boxing. The first boxing match I ever watched was in New York with my uncle. We went to somebody's house for a pay-per-view, and it was Mike Tyson. This is in the
Oh,
90s.
oh,
Mike
oh,
Tyson biting off Evander Holyfield's ear. That was my first
and that
boxing.
was your that was your moment.
Yeah, that was in the 90s, and I was a child
Yes.
then.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
yeah.
age myself, but, I'm old enough to remember that.
Yes, I remember it as well.
Yeah,
Yes. It was
yeah,
a
so
big deal.
that was my first boxing match that I ever seen.
Okay.
So it's not like I just came into boxing, no, and then, years go by, you get older, and you watch the Floyd Mayweathers. There was an era where the Floyd Mayweather era, that's all you knew, or Manny Pacquiao was one of his rivals that he
Yeah.
eventually ended up fighting. Everyone knows Manny Pacquiao. So it was a gradual thing. I've always had that inclination to fight,
Mhm.
and I've
So,
always had,
as
yeah.
as you were studying it, did
Mhm.
it occur to you that this was a connection between the 2 of with boxing and politics?
Yes. Yes, because I am a fighter in real life. Like, I am a revolutionary. So
Okay.
for me, this is a very healthy way. I'm not a boxer, but I channel it ideologically, intellectually, into my craft, which is analyzing what's going on. Because the thing with my platform and what I do, it's deeper than boxing.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so a lot of these boxers, they have a certain perspective in life because they've been boxing since they were children.
This is more of a survival for them. This is their way of life. Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
they don't have my life experiences. I don't have
Right.
theirs.
Right.
So I feel like I'm providing a service when my boxing analysis is always rooted in history, sociology, political science. I don't just write report boxing. I try to
No,
bring
you
in this.
don't.
Yeah,
I actually went to your website, and I'm gonna make sure that everybody knows where that website is, and
thank you.
I read, some of your analytics, and I was really, really impressed of the detail of everything that's going on, in the fights. It makes you feel like you know more about the people that are fighting.
Thank you so much. That's something that website that I have is really where yeah, that's where you can see my articles, and then my commentary is on YouTube. So
Okay.
that's where I really get it on my channel, my YouTube channel. That's where I really just sit down with my mic and just I don't even put myself on video. I just old school microphone
And
and
just go for it.
I just go for it.
That's amazing. That's an I'm talking about my kid a lot, but she has that same thing, I guess, 'cause I think I said that to you when we met, that, she was looking into going into sports analyst. She wants to be a sports analyst.
Yes.
So, she has her own page where she does the same thing. You don't see her, but she does a lot of explaining things. Maybe that's, the from the analytic side of the mind where you don't have to see me, just hear me and let me
Yes.
explain. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And I mean
that's
audio is a big
interesting.
deal. Audio is a big
It
deal.
is,
People listen
it
to
is.
podcasts every.
Oh, all day
Mhm.
long. I mean, sometimes I fall asleep with them. Not I don't just do my own. I listen to other people so I can learn, and understand how to make myself better. So, I wanna get more into our conversation about the comparisons between boxing and politics. So there's a strategy and like you said, studying the opponent and understanding them before you get in the ring. And, then we go through this whole period of trash talking and the psychological part of the whole thing. So explain how that those two merge in both worlds of the boxing and politics.
Yeah, well, you have opponents, um,
Mhm.
and you have strategy, and trash talking is really the heat of battle.
Yeah.
So if everyone's heard Muhammad
We always
Ali,
see those, yeah, we see
yeah,
those commercials or those, the night before the fight or whatever, or the hour before the fight, they weigh them in and everything, and they say whatever they say, and then they just feel like they're gonna fight any second.
yes, yeah. I mean, sometimes fights break out at the face off. Once you do the weigh and you face off with each other and look that other man in his eyes, and
Do
it's really a
you
competition.
do you think that, politics have studied that and brought it more, into the light of politics? Watching boxing and everything, because the more and more you explained it to me, the more I see it. This last presidential election, we saw how the opponents stood on stage. They met each other, they sized each other up, and they talked trash to each other for an hour. I mean, it was moments where I wanted to go and smack somebody, because of the heated debates that they had and trying to, as I said, get psychologically into your mind, to make you feel that the other opponent was less than. So, do you think that politics, in a way, has learned how to better strategize their approach to, how to get their followers by watching boxing?
Yeah, I know for a fact that politicians they're into boxing.
Well,
Um,
I know for a fact that, our now leader, didn't he say something about getting the FC, what was it, something, the UFC ring in the backyard of the White House or
oh
something?
yeah, 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 yeah. And UFC is mixed martial arts, with still combat sports.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but that leader, I'm not gonna say his name.
Yes, no, yeah.
He's been into boxing for a number of years. Back in the day you would see him at MGM Grand or
Yes,
whatever hotel it was in Vegas. So I guess you could say he somewhat understood that arena
that arena,
and
yeah.
applied it to what he's doing now,
Mhm.
although in a very toxic way,
Yeah.
because I believe in good sportsmanship. Um,
There is none right now.
there is none, and I believe in fair play, so I don't believe in cheating. In boxing, that's an issue in the sport of boxing right now with drug cheating. It's a problem. I speak forcefully against cheating in boxing because drug cheating is a big deal. Um,
Really?
yes, there are boxers that have taken performance enhancing drugs, what they call PEDs, which are banned,
Right. Right.
and they use it for an advantage in the ring. And
That's
I
almost
detest
in
that.
any sport right now, especially, we're in the Olympic season. That's something that is all over the place that they're constantly watching for. Um,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
it
that's
goes
unfortunate.
it goes against the spirit of the Olympics, for instance. That
Yes,
defeats the whole purpose of
yeah,
working hard to get your body and mind prepared for a competition.
yeah,
And then you
yeah.
take a banned substance that gives you a supernatural advantage.
Ability, yeah, over
Yeah.
somebody else.
Who's been
Yeah,
doing
that
just been
that
eating clean food. They haven't been taking any
yeah.
drugs, stuff that's made in a laboratory and makes you super strong or super fast. It's not fair.
No, it's not.
It's
It's
not
not at
fair.
all. Yeah, that's not fair, especially like you said, when people put their lives into this experience that they wanna give their fans, their followers, and it's taken away because somebody else has used something else to enhance them. I mean, again, that's the same in politics. There's things that are used that are just not fair, um, and we've seen it in these last elections. They're
Yes.
cats and dogs. That's all I'm gonna say. That was
Exactly.
that's a that was a psychological, trick to use on the weak-minded people to make them believe something that really wasn't there, you know?
Yes. Yes. And
And that was a low
yeah,
blow to their opponent.
perfect. I was about to say that. It's a low blow in counting on people's ignorance
Yes.
and dare I
Yeah.
say the S word stupidity as well. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
not unfortunately, I've always told a mentor of mine that like this country has a problem with political education.
It
I
does.
j I just feel like the country's not where it should be in terms of political education, or
Political
else
education.
they wouldn't have elected this person twice. It's just
Well,
no
if we had kept Schoolhouse Rock on commercials that we watched as
right,
kids, at least we would understand the different branches of government and how a bill were, I don't know how old you are, but
right.
I do remember that growing up, seeing all of those things, and they don't have that anymore. They take classes, but by the time, unless you are pursuing that career in college, you don't learn about it anymore. You learn about it briefly for maybe a year in high school,
You're
and then
right.
it's done. It's done. You do a
Basic
project, and then it's done.
basic
You get the
civics.
basic.
Oh
That's
my
it. And
gosh.
yeah, basic
The
civics, and it's done. So you don't understand how the world works unless, as I always tell people, education is power. Knowledge is power. Because the more educated you are, the more you understand the system. The more you understand the system, the more you get out here to make sure that the system is working the way it's supposed to. But
mm,
when those things are taken away from you in your early forms of education, how can you pass it down to the next generation that's coming? You can't.
you can't because of ignorance,
That's right.
which is really the enemy. If you wanna talk about an enemy, that's really the enemy of a lot of, like,
It
ignorance
is.
and not wanting to learn and not being open-minded about, different perspectives. It's problematic,
Yeah.
and
I tell people
I
all the
see that in
time,
boxing. Yeah.
I tell people all the time to get involved in your local elections and different discussions that are happening because that's where it starts. It starts in the ground roots of everything. Your communities builds up your cities. Your cities build up your states. Your states represent you in the government. So if you don't start from the bottom, you can't get to the top. And that's the same way in boxing. I mean, a lot of this sport has to do groundwork before you can get to the top. So they
Yes.
have to start out. Some of them start out as young teenagers. I have an uncle that actually trains um, young boxers in the Baltimore, DC, and Philadelphia area,
Amazing.
and he's constantly training young guys to come up to be a part of the sport. And at an early age, he can tell who's going to be prepared and who's not.
Right.
So that's just because of the education that they're taking on to be in the sport. Again, the education and knowledge is key. They're training so they'll be ready. If we're not training, then we can't be ready to be involved in politics.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, you're not in the game. You're on the
Yeah,
sidelines.
yeah,
And now you gotta
yeah.
play catch up, and there's other groups that are way better organized
Oh,
that are
yeah.
who know how to get those resources and get those connections, and then you wonder why they're in pow wow,
How
how
did
did
this
they win?
happen?
How did they win the election? And they've been building,
Because of the
they've
organization of the yeah,
organizing.
of what they're yeah.
A
Yep,
lot of
yep,
times
that's
it's just
how it is.
organization. A lot of things just come down to, are you organized or not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a powerful tool in life.
Yes.
Everything you do in life has to have a order to it. When it's
Yes.
out of order, it creates chaos, which we are now in chaos. We
Tremendous
are in complete
chaos.
chaos. Um, you know, and it's because we've allowed things to just get out of order. And that's just where it is. And I know that even in boxing, it can get out of order. I am not a fan, but I saw that you did write the article on, what is his name? Paul? Jake Paul? I'm not a fan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah, Jake Paul.
Not a
Yeah.
fan. To me, that is the chaos that has been brought into the sport. That's just my opinion. Um, I know that this he started out as a young kid on YouTube just playing around, and now look where he is, and I don't take that from him, but I just don't know if consider him yet a real lover of the sport,
Well,
you know?
he's yeah. I'm so glad you did so much research. I'm very impressed.
Good.
Yeah, he just had a fight with Anthony Joshua.
Yes.
Anthony Joshua beat him on Netflix, and that was really like, there's a fighter named
That was so
Usyk.
great.
Yeah, it was
It's a
great to
great book.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a fighter named Usyk. He's one of the best fighters in the world. He's a heavyweight, Ukrainian, and he said, "Listen, this is like a Rolls Royce, which is Anthony Joshua, and a Fiat, which is, I don't know if people drive Fiats in America, but in Europe they drive like
Yeah.
it's like
Why? Why did we do this?
yeah, it's just like
It's like clickbait.
yeah, he's not like Jake Paul is problematic in the political arena and in the
Yes.
boxing arena. His
Yes.
politics are crazy too.
Yeah, I heard. I've been
His
seeing some of that.
Yeah, his politics are toxic, and
Mm,
he's not. Dare I say he's not a. How do I be? He's a ranked fighter. He is a ranked. He's actually ranked.
wow.
He started boxing late, but his opponent selection is very strategic.
It's
And
who's gonna get the most views.
right, and he loses against real boxers. So that should tell you all you need to know about him. Whenever he faces a real boxer,
Right.
that's he loses.
Okay. Yeah,
So yeah,
I'm just not there with him, yet, on boxing. I don't know that I ever will be, but that is the person that's in charge now, is the comparison. That's what he's coming to boxing, and it's like, why is he here? How did he get here? And that's what
well,
we're dealing with in politics.
great. Oh my goodness, that's a great point. Well, there was a vacuum. There was
Yeah.
something missing, and they exploited it.
They did. They
You
did,
see?
because for a while, boxing has been it wasn't as I mean, people watch a match, but they weren't into it as they used to be, in the late '90s, early 2000s. This was a big thing. I did like how, the last match where they did outside in New York, Times Square, I'd enjoy I was that in Times Square, or was it someplace else? In Brooklyn?
Yeah,
Someplace.
yeah.
It was in New York,
I was supposed to
but I
go to
watched
that.
that.
Yeah, it was
Ah,
very exclusive event. It was in Times
yes.
Square outside.
Yes. Yes, yes.
And
I
I
couldn't believe
watched
it.
that at home, and yeah, it was did you watch it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's
Things like
amazing.
that. Yeah, things like that, I'm like, I'm all here for it. I wanna see it, and I think that's what the sport needed. It needed something to revive it, to give it to the next generation for us to see what it the talents that it brings. So, in that aspect of it, yes, they needed something, but j to me, Jake Paul was not what they needed. But I guess
Right,
everybody needs a underdog. Everybody needs somebody the villain,
right.
as they call it, or the heel, they call it in wrestling.
In
I have a
wrestling.
brother who is a, pro wrestler, and he is a heel right now.
Oh, cool. He's a pro wrestler in just one of the boxing I'm sorry, not boxing,
Then
wrestling.
wrestling, yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
cool.
semi-pro. He's semi-pro, I
Okay,
believe.
very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, 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 and
Yeah,
he's the heel, and that was a big switch.
right. Yeah, yeah, there's heels in boxing too.
Yeah.
But that May 2nd card had, I don't know if you saw the fights, but it was Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza, and then there was Devin Haney versus,
I don't remember the names, but I did watch the
oh,
whole thing.
yeah,
Yeah, because it was very entertaining.
yeah, it was a good card, and, one of the fighters is actually fighting this Saturday, who was on that
Oh,
card,
really?
Ryan Garcia. He's the drug cheat that I was talking about.
Ah.
He's one of the drug cheats in the sport of boxing,
I
and
will say one of the and I'm gonna switch for a moment.
mhm,
One of the groups that I have been watching, and I can't remember their name, females in boxing.
okay,
And I don't remember the 2 females' names, but they fought twice now this last couple months, and I she got cheated to me. She got cheated both times with the head-butting thing that the one girl does constantly. I've
yeah,
seen that for myself. She does it on purpose.
yes,
That's just
y
my opinion.
yeah,
I'm not an analyst. I'm not
yeah,
an expert, but from what I watched, now I don't know the names. She was cheated.
right. You're talking about, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
She
Katie
was
Taylor,
cheated
yeah. Yeah, Kate they had a trilogy. They fought 3 times.
3 times. Okay, I think I
Yeah,
gave up or I only watched 2 and I missed the first one. I remember hearing about it and I was like, "What?" And then they showed some of the, fights and I'm like, "That girl is cheating. I gotta
yeah,
watch this."
yeah. I
Yeah.
wanna say the first time was a draw, and then the other 2, Katie Taylor won, I think. Or it may have been
Uh
Katie Taylor won all 3. I gotta refresh my memory, but it's a trilogy. Yeah, she headbutts. Katie Taylor
Yeah,
headbutts.
yeah,
Yeah,
she hit butts. I can't
yeah,
believe it, and, again, I'm not deep into sports, and my knowledge is not that great, but I got 2 eyes, so
mhm.
I know what I
What
saw,
you see.
and I feel yeah, and I feel really bad because she was putting up a fight. I mean, without the headbutt, the other girl, what's her name again? I'm sorry. She would've
Um,
won.
yeah, Amanda
Amanda?
Serrano, yeah, she's from
Amanda.
Puerto Rico.
She Yes, she's Puerto Rican. She would have won. She should have won.
Right. I agree.
Shout
I
out to
watched,
her.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because females are really, really, into the sport now as well, and, they don't get as much attention, just like in the WNBA, and just like in politics. Women don't get the attention that they should get because they're just as equally competitive, and talented in sports and in politics as men, and they put in just as much time and effort to be a part of it as well. And any woman that can take a punch to the head, I mean, I'm there for it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. They put in just as much hard work and dedication to it as a man.
Now, do
Um,
you do you do any reports and writings on any of the female fighters?
on the female fighters, I'm thinking, and I most likely somewhere in my YouTube channel, I've probably spoken on it. I That's something that I have to work on. I'm not
Yeah. So,
it's I
audience, we're
no,
here.
no, yeah, no, I watch female boxing.
Okay.
But, I mean,
Okay.
covering it more is something definitely that's something that I have to do more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I really need a team. Like I said, I have a LLC, and that's a matter of getting help to do that too.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? And
Well,
having
I might have an intern for you.
oh,
She
okay.
she needs to learn, she needs to learn. So,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. No,
but
that's
yeah.
where I would say I need help,
Yeah.
where it can be covered equally.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not afraid to
Yeah.
say that. Obviously, more of my content is on men's boxing. Yes,
Right, right.
so that's something, but female boxing has been taking off. I mean, it's been
It is.
I
It
watch the
is.
matches when they come. I do watch them.
Sometimes they're more entertaining to me than the men, honestly. Like I said, I watched, the females fight, and I think it was leading up to the Jake Paul and Tyson, fight, and, I was more entertained watching them than it was at that fight.
Yes, you're not the first person to say that.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll hear people say the females seem to be going more at it.
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
do. They really do. It didn't seem I felt like Tyson was holding back. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
know he's
yeah,
older,
yeah,
but I feel like I was like, "That's not nah, even in his age, no, that's not the Tyson I know. That's not who
yeah.
I grew up on."
He was doing something called pulling his punches.
Yes,
It was so
yes,
obvious. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, how come he's
and
not?
yeah, and, again, and I'm gonna pull in politics to that. I feel like, VP Harris pulled her punches. I know she had limited time, but she pulled her punches. Um, and that ultimately cost her the match.
Yes. Oh yeah. I can think of particular instances where she should have went way harder.
Yeah, she shoulda did a lot
And
more left hooks.
yeah, left hooks. Yeah, and she had an opportunity on The View
Yeah,
to separate herself from Joe Biden when she was asked
yeah,
that question. If
yeah,
what
yeah.
she would have done
I
different. I
mean,
think that she should have really she had to throw him under the bus, I think, because she was too attached
yeah, she was
to
too
him.
attached to his legacy. Yeah,
To
she had
There
to
you
carve
go.
out her own. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and that's just unfortunate that she didn't do that, and that's what Tyson did. He pulled his punches. He should have showed him that little boy what his legacy was all about. But I'm
right.
quite sure it was worked out in the details and the agreements and different things because there are agreements and things that go on behind the scenes that we don't know about in these matches.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, that's the whole reason why they've had to bring in regulation into boxing. Like, remember, like boxing is regulated by laws, just like anything else
Right.
in life. Like the Ali Act is basically the main law that governs boxing.
Really?
Yes, if you look it up and you can do your research on it, the Muhammad Ali Act. It's a big deal because boxing used to be the wild, wild west. People didn't
So
care
that's
about.
almost like the Constitution.
There you go. It's the constant. Without the Muhammad Ali Act, the sport of boxing would be going backwards. It would be
Ah,
regressing.
one of
Yeah.
the greatest boxers that I first remember learning about. And this was, I don't even know how I think my uncle made me do some research on him. Jack Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Black heavyweight.
Yes.
Black heavyweight.
Yes.
And
Yes. Shout
he fought
out to him for
Jack
Black
Johnson.
History Month.
Black History
He was a
Month.
great, 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 great boxer. He had
Mhm.
his particular taste in women, but he was a
Yeah.
great boxer, and he was actually the reason, on why that law, with trafficking came about.
Yes, the Mann Act.
Yes,
Yes, the Mann
yes,
Act. Because of
yes,
his particular taste in
because of his
women
particular taste in women
and
during a time when that was not acceptable.
oh, jeez. Talk about
Yeah.
it. That's an understatement because you could have been
So
lynched for that.
there you have politics mixing with boxing right there.
Yes, and his fights were like you got to remember like black people were lynched after he won fights or there was like
Yes.
black harm, let me just say this, harm came to black people if he won after the fight
Right. Right.
because angry white mobs couldn't handle the fact
Couldn't
that
handle seeing a black man be
defeat a white man.
successful. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
It
especially
was a big deal.
defeating a white man. And by the way, this is still in boxing. It's
Right.
I promise you it is. And that's where I come in because I'm not going to
Wow.
hold my tongue and I'm going to write about it and I'm going to talk about it. And
Well, this is your
it's
freedom of speech. It
for,
is allowed. That is a part of the Constitution,
yes,
freedom of speech.
the First
So,
Amendment.
yeah, yeah, you have to be able to uh, freely speak about what you see and detail it. I mean, journalists are being reprimanded for something as simple as reporting on what you see with your own eyes.
Yes.
And that's just unfortunate. But yeah, Jack Johnson, he is a he is the start of boxing, in my opinion, in America for Black people before we even got to them. We couldn't have the Muhammad Alis without Jack Johnson.
Agreed. We couldn't have Muhammad Ali without Jack Johnson. Also, you can add in Sugar Ray Robinson
Yeah,
into the,
absolutely.
yeah. There's no, I mean, he came later, but
Yeah,
there's a
Holyfield, all
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a certain Mount Rushmore of boxers that within Black History Month, like there we wouldn't even be in the sport if it wasn't.
right.
But it does start with Jack
I
Johnson,
mean,
definitely. Yeah,
because I'm gonna be switching back and forth on the politics side, we wouldn't be, I think our generation, again, I am 43, I'll be 44. I think our generation, would not be so involved in the political, sphere without Barack Obama. I'm just gonna say it. I mean, that's just how I feel. I think I got more involved in trying to understand politics, under his leadership. Was he the best? Nobody's the best, but he did open a vacuum that allowed everybody to want to learn more about their rights and what's allowed for them in politics, in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. I just a side note with me. Me and you are the same generation, by the way.
Okay.
But I went to his. I went to his first inauguration. Um,
Wonderful.
and I traveled with a group of people from Canada because I was living in
Mm,
Canada at the time,
okay.
going to school, and we took a bus and like I've lived different places, and
Me too.
we stood in the cold for hours with no sleep.
Oh my
We got
gosh.
there like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on the mall
Mhm, mhm.
and got no sleep, and we stood there in the cold. I never moved once to use the bathroom or anything. I stood there for until noon for this man
But
to get
that
out
is
like
history. That is
yeah.
history. That is
Yeah, it
history
is.
that you witnessed, and
Yes.
it may never happen, unfortunately, again, because of the way that we, feel. When I say we, I do mean we, because not just one group of Americans based on color. It is other people that are of different races and backgrounds that believe the opposite as well, that they don't want to see someone of a certain hue or sex in that kind of power. So
Yes.
that may have been the last time in our lifetime that we'll see it.
It's very history doesn't necessarily move forward. It can go
It
backwards
can go
as we're
backwards.
seeing, as we are
Yeah.
literally seeing.
Yes. If you're not careful, if you're not educated, if you don't speak up, and if you don't teach the next generation. I don't know if I said it to you. I think it was that I was saying to you the other night when we first met, that with racism in people of color, not just Black people, but people of color, we are not taught racism. We experience it. We
Yes.
are not taught hate. We experience it. Um, but it can be taught. But once it's experienced, you then have to teach the next generation to be prepared for the experience. And that's the difference between the two. And it's just
Yes.
unfortunate. And it's even in sports, like you said, like they have to still endure certain things because of um, race or cultural backgrounds um, in a sport that's more based on talent than anything. Well, all
And
sports are based on talent.
merit.
It, yeah,
Yeah. It's
it
just
just
hard.
is what it is. Who works harder? And it's just unfortunate that no matter how hard you work, sometime you won't be treated fairly in this world.
Right. It's a
Yeah.
toxic world, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, and the way it's sad. It's a toxic world, and I try to stay really focused on the positive work
Oh, yeah.
and in connecting with positive people to combat it. But it's
Right.
just so toxic, and I see it in boxing, I see it in politics, and we have to fight back against it because literally, like, my political background tells me we're at a point, a very serious point in history. From my vantage point, yeah, this can go either left or it can go right.
Really, really left or right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this
We're
can
here
get out.
now.
Yeah, we're here. It's that serious.
I don't know if your grandmother ever said it, "We in our last days." Last
Yeah.
days?
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder, maybe she she was right now. She's gone on, but now I'm here in the last days. Some things are happening here, grandma, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, it's
that
serious.
I didn't think would ever happen. So, it's just unfortunate, but I've enjoyed our conversation. This has been really, really interesting and enlightening on understanding more about the boxing community and how it plays a part with politics in it's just I would encourage anyone to, first of all, go do some research and learn about who Jack Johnson is,
Yes.
because I'm quite sure a lot of people are like, "Who's that?" So please look it up. There's some documentaries out there that are amazing. And then second, I would definitely tell people to please, please, please go and visit your website,
Thank you.
which is again called respectringmedia.com. And I'm gonna see if I can share.
Well, that's great. Thank you.
Let's see. Let's see
I'm
if it's
also
gonna
very
allow
I don't
me.
know
Here
if
we
we
go. Yeah.
yeah, by the way, when we were talking, it was you that told me that about, experiencing yeah, I remember you talking about that, like, experiencing
Yeah.
racism as opposed to teaching it, and we never
Teaching
were
it.
taught
Yeah.
that, yeah. We experience it,
Yeah.
though.
Unfortunately. So here's the website right here, guys. I hope that you all go. That's how we email you. But and check it out, learn more about it, contact, get some spotlights, articles, really, really good information. Respect the Ring Media LLC. This is Stevens. This is his baby. Is this is what you do? And
Absolutely.
we met at a media event a couple days ago, right?
Yes.
Not
Yeah,
that
I think it
long
was a couple
ago.
of days yeah, it was a few days ago.
Yeah, a couple
Yeah,
days ago. And we started talking, and I was like, "Hey, well, how would you like to come and be a part of my podcast?" And I hope it was worth the conversation having with me, and that you were able to get all of the details out about who you are and where you um, align with everything. And if you can tell people again where to find you and when the next match is that they should be watching.
well, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Respectringmedia.com. That's where you find my writings. Respect Ring Media on YouTube, so you can hear all my broadcasts that I've done. I'm big on Twitter. I have a Twitter following. I do have a it's been growing, so I'm really happy.
Good for you.
I stay on Twitter, so you can find the at symbol?
Wait, wait, wait. I was gonna say, is it still it's X now, right?
Well, X, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
X.
I think unfortunately that's why I left.
Yeah, yeah,
But some people, it's where it is. So I get it.
I'm only on there because of boxing. If it wasn't
I
for
get it.
boxing, I wouldn't be on there, I promise you.
I get it. I get it. I get it.
But the
I get it.
boxing community is on Twitter.
Wow. Okay.
Yes,
All
that's
right.
where
Well,
it
you guys
is.
know, hear it. You hear that?
Yeah,
Find them on Twitter. Find the
yeah.
YouTube page. Make sure you visit the website. Sign up for more information.
Thank
I
you.
am about sharing is caring. So even if it's not something that you're interested in, if you know somebody that is interested in boxing and they want to learn more about it, because I shared it to a few people last night that
Wow.
are more into boxing than I am. Yes, absolutely. And they were like, "What is this? I've never seen anything like this." And I was like, "Go check him out, and he's gonna be on my show." And they were like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, so
So,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much.
yeah. That's what
I'm
I'm all
on
about.
Twitter. I'm at Respect Ring News. That's the username, so you can find my
Okay.
tweets there. Some of my stuff goes viral, some of it doesn't. But yeah, I'm known in pockets of boxing circles. So
So, I think so.
yeah,
So, you said when is the next fight coming up? Did you know
Th-
one that's coming up?
this Saturday,
This Saturday.
this
Okay.
Saturday,
All
some good.
right.
There's some good fights.
So what's your prediction?
Oh, it's tough. Well, for the main card, it's Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia. I mentioned his name before. I'm gonna say that it will be well, I think, Mario Barrios will edge it out,
Mm,
on a decision, so 12 rounds. I think
okay.
he'll win on the cards. Ryan Garcia is a knockout, like, he can get a knockout because he has
Mhm.
power, but he's the guy that I mentioned, he's a drug cheat, so,
Yeah.
it's
We
just
really don't know how that's gonna go.
yeah, yeah, it's just I'm really against cheating, like, I don't like it, especially in boxing because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
dangerous, so
You can kill somebody or kill yourself,
yeah.
you know?
The stuff you're
So
putting in your body, yeah.
yeah, yeah. On the political side, what is your predictions on, who you think will win the sheriff position in the city of Charlotte, Mecklenburg County?
I saw that debate, and I'm just inclined to say that the incumbent usually wins. Is it McFadden? In
Don't say that.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
saying
bad.
I'm not for him. I'm not for to be honest with you, I don't have any
Yeah.
yeah,
Any skin in the game.
I don't know enough, but I did watch it at the establishment that we were at. They had it on, I was watching
Yeah.
it. I liked all of them.
Okay.
One of them seemed a little bit green. Like,
Mhm, mhm.
I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
you can just tell you're a little too new for this," which is cool. Everyone has to
Which is
start
cool.
somewhere,
We need some yeah, we need some new blood. I mean,
Yeah,
I will say on the political side, I do feel that some of the people that have been here for a while, it's time to move out the way and allow the next generation in because you can't make decisions for us for the next 20 years when you may only have 10, maybe 5, you know?
I
I
agree
mean,
with you.
yeah,
Totally agree, and I'm not saying I'm for I'm just saying I just know how like,
yeah. But we
incumbency
thought
is
the
a
same
thing.
thing with New York. Let's be clear. We all thought a lot of people thought that New York was going to stay the same, and it proved everybody wrong.
Oh my god,
Mondani is in.
totally,
He's
yeah.
in. Um, and now we're gonna see how that goes. So, because I thought the same. I was like, "There's no way he's gonna be there again," you know? Either him or Cuomo was gonna come back, and,
Right.
it showed that Mondani had the better left hook.
You're right, and
Yeah,
he's a benefit yeah, you're right, very talented young man. He's young too.
yeah, very young, yeah.
Both of us, I lived in New York too. I wish I lived there right now under him because
Me too.
yeah, it's amazing
This is
that
gonna be something to watch.
yeah,
I saw something earlier today, that said, uh, that he's speaking to the people, letting them know the exact debt that the state is in and what has to happen. He's giving the city and its people options of what happens if we go this path or if we go that path. So
right.
now they're at a point where Governor was it Hogan? I can't remember how to pronounce
Governor
his name. Okay.
Hochul, yeah.
Um Hochul, how to they're going to have to work together to get out of the mess that they were left. So I hope that she
Yeah.
works alongside him, and they really get out of that because if New York can change its debt, it really, really can set a precedent on what the other cities can do around the country.
I agree.
So
The way New York
I
goes, the way yeah, the way the rest of the
it
country
can lead
goes.
the whole country between them. It's a lot of matches going on right now politically. So we're going to see a lot of fights over the next couple of months and make sure that you are registered to vote, that you find out what's going on in your city because they are suppressing marketing. It came out of nowhere in our city. And if you're not registered to vote, please do and get out there and make your voice heard. If you are interested again in boxing, make sure that you follow Mr. Steve in X because he has all the best information. And I really, really hope everybody enjoyed the Wine Welcome Tea podcast this evening. Stephen, I hope I didn't keep you too long, but the conversation was just going so well that I couldn't stop.
Yes,
So,
I had a great time, Chrissy.
yeah, yeah, we have to get together again soon. And,
Yes.
you all know where you can find me. You can find me on YouTube with Wine, Wealth, and Tea Podcast. You can also visit my website at chrissydoles.com/KMF. That's Keep Moving Forward, where you'll be able to find out all things about Chrissy and the brand of the things that we offer. In a couple of days, we will be releasing a new online magazine edition once a month. So I hope that everybody is prepared for that because it's going to be a really, really interesting addition to the brand. And I just want to thank all the viewers and people that support. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, share, all of the things above. And Stephen, anything else you want to say to everybody before we go?
No, just I appreciate the platform and I definitely want to come back. And I thank you for your time, definitely. And you didn't keep me too long. I enjoyed it. It was just fun.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Okay, guys, that's it for the Wine Wealth and Tea podcast. Remember, we are here to make sure that you get all the information that you need, all the conversation that you need, and much more. I'll see you again next time with another guest. I won't say who, but I'll be back. Bye.
Thank you.
So you can
Wine on the table, tea in the cup. Talking about life.